I'm ready.
Coach, just offensively, that looked like it might have been as crisp as you guys have been in quite some time. What was the key to the execution?
Well, we've talked about ball security all year, and the second half of the Arkansas game where we only had 2 turnovers, and when we watched the game, as much as we won in the first half, I said, I want to see if you guys can tell me the difference in terms of why we turn it over and why we don't. And it's obvious the reason we turn it over is when we don't execute. We're not playing together. And I said to him, if we have to call something every time down the floor to where you guys know what we're going to do, we'll do that. That's what it's going to take. But I thought, again, like you said, Rob, the first half we were really good, but defensively we were outstanding in the first half. I mean, arguably coming in, and we talked about the other day, Mike has done a terrific job with his team over the last 5 games. They're as good as anybody in this league. And we knew that we had to have a great defensive effort, and we extended our defense because we wanted to, and we changed some ball screen coverage that we haven't used as much lately, but it was the offense. As a tell, if you look at the first half, it's normally us with, 8, 9 turnovers, and the other team with 2. In the first half, that was different. And I talked about that at halftime. And we had the lead, and the game was in a pretty good flow for us. And then once they got behind and they got more aggressive, and we didn't adjust to it as quickly as we should have. And, Folky missed 2 free throws that could have helped stymie that a little bit. But then we've been waiting all year for that 3-point shot as a special play we had in, and it just happened to work. They don't always work. But the fact is, we've had so many things that have gone against us this year, and I told the team as much as a coach, you'd like to have a little bit more comfort at the end of the game. The way we won the game was probably better for us because we've lost so many like that. And we just told them at the end, we brought up games. We've been here. We've done it. We've been here. You guys are going to have to win the game. You're going to have to win it. We've got to get stops. And we obviously knew we were going to have to make some free throws, and Santi's 2 were big. They were really big.
7 points in the last 6 minutes for Fulkerson. Just how big was he down the stretch for you guys tonight?
Folky? Yeah, I mean, he's big. We had the matchup we wanted, and I think our guys have understood this too, that we've got to play through Eve and Folky as much as we can, and that doesn't mean they're going to shoot the ball every time. It means that they're going to wear and tear. And again, there's no doubt when we broke down a little bit in the second half, John was in some of those plays because he played too many minutes. The fact that Blackshear got to sit a lot in the first half because of foul trouble. Again, I was concerned about that, and I told the coaches that at halftime. He's going to be fresher coming down the stretch. But we kept asking Folky, you got to tell us when you can come out, and he wanted to stay in, but he did. He was huge. I think all of them. I think Josiah today was, played the way we want to see him play, and I mean, we had to have everybody. And again, we went the distance with a lot of guys, but we just felt this was a really important game for us. And these guys had worked hard, they prepared hard, and coming down the stretch when the coaches suggested to me in the last 4 minutes to get some guys out, I said, no, these guys, we've ridden them this far, and we're going to ride them the rest of the way home, and they got it done. Because I just didn't feel like it was fair to put somebody in there that hadn't been in the game at that time, because it was a high-level game at that point in time. But overall, just defensively against a team that is as tough to guard as anybody in this league, we really did defend them in the first half. And second half, when they turned it up, we didn't respond the way we needed to for a while there.
Well, what did go so well for Josiah? I mean, just flipping that switch to aggressiveness in the first half and defense, rebounding, and all the things he did.
Well, one, he's good at those things. We told him, be good at what you're good at, and I think more direction, just saying, hey, this is what we want you to do. This is what you've got to do. And we talked about playing inside out, but when guys are open, we want them to shoot the ball. We said, now look, we're not going to not shoot open shots, even though we want to have a mindset we're playing inside out. And I thought he did that defensively. It took all of those guys in the first half. I even thought Urosh's minutes, Olivier, those short bursts there were good for us. And but Josiah, again, I've said we've known all year. He struggled with his injuries at some point, but he's got to keep building on what he did today.
In that situation, when you're up one with 2 seconds on a shot clock and an inbound, what are you trying to do right there? Are you
Get a
looking
shot.
for somebody
Get a
specific?
shot again. We messed with the ball too much. One, we were. It doesn't. And the one thing I think these guys have understood, it's okay to get teams deep into the clock on offense because we do it to them on defense. And I said, you guys think about it. You come down the floor and you get teams to have to play 25, 27. I mean, think about it. They made a couple shots at the buzzer. I said, then we go down and we take bad shots. They haven't had to guard at all. And I said, we've got to make them guard. And but in that situation, you know, I think Santi lost the dribble. They switched out, and they played good defense. Our roll-up guy probably didn't get as high as he needed to, as quick as he did. But we talked to guys about you got to have guys at some point in time where we use the word hoop. You got to hoop. You know, you got to do it, man. I mean, because they're good. They're going to. And that's what happens with a lot of teams we play with. If we guard their sets, they put their head down, they start driving, just trying to make plays. And I said, we're going to have to do that too. If they're getting into us. But we lost the ball there on 2 different occasions deep into the clock. And Folke just happened to pick it up and did the best thing he could. And it's a big play. So that made up for his 2 missed 1-and-1s.
What's your comfort level with Vescovi at the foul line late in the game?
I can only tell you during that last time out, we drew up the play, and I told him, whatever you have to do, you go get this ball. So that tells you what you need to know. I said, you go get this ball. We have no timeouts. If it tie up, it's our ball, so hold the ball. If they double team you, hold the ball, and then we'll go again. But that's why I said, go get this ball, and they're going to have to foul you.
Rick, right here. How much better does this team become if Josiah is that engaged night in and night out?
Well, we're a different team. I mean, because if you go back and look, again, we've talked about how we've had to change up throughout the year, but when he gives us a 5th guy that's a threat out there, and he can shoot the ball, you know, percentage-wise. I think he's our best 3-point shooter, but he can rebound it. He made a great, Trey Mann got going and pretty much had his way there for a little bit, and then has a big block that Josiah made there at the end. That was a big play because he had gotten to the rim again. But at this point in time, we need everybody tonight. We need it. And our bench has been great in terms of their focus, knowing they sit there sometimes might not play. But, again, we told them last night that we've got to get back to – and we were more aggressive defensively this year. We've had to change so much because of our situation that we extended our defense, got out after a little bit. And to be honest with you, we're better when we play like that. It's just that we haven't been able to do it as much as we want to because of the situations we've found ourselves in.
Coach, do you think the team has been struggling with the full court press in the second half when nursing a lead?
Yeah, because I think that we've got to attack more, and but then it's not just that. It's, you got to be willing to attack and take the easy basket. And, I've always believed that if you can get a layup, you go get it. If not, you make them guard you because they're obviously up there pressing for a reason. And, you're also playing the clock at that point in time. But I just told our guards, quit messing with the ball in the backcourt and just get it across and get our offense going. And what we were running was going to put us into the clock a little bit. And they started running through passing lanes, and we were making too long of passes because we weren't getting the ball across half court as quickly as we could. We had to burn a timeout to get a reset on the 10-second in the backcourt because at that point we would only had 4 seconds to get it across, and we had to use that timeout, but it worked out well for us.
Did you know about the plan for Santiago's parents to surprise him, and how special do you think that was for him today?
Yeah, we knew about it, and it's special because he's been a special teammate to all of us and a person to be around. And I think about it. I mean, they're a really close-knit family, obviously, but they had talked about it for a week, how they were going to do it. And so I know he was really surprised by it because he had no idea they were coming over. What? I'm excellent. Ok, tá, me ama. Ricardo, ¿y tú cómo te llamas? Okay.